Hello again, it's Robert Harris here. I want to do a follow-up video on the review of the heartbeat cymbals that I bought. So 5 years ago I did a little video, got these cymbals brand new, very excited about it, so I put a little video together to show everybody because there wasn't a whole lot of information on the cymbals altogether. So this is 5 years later. I still have the exact same setup that I've had before. I just kind of wanted to maybe give some feedback how I'm feeling 5 years later opposed to when I first bought them, because you know, new shiny toy, you're always super excited about playing them and kind of convince yourself that you made a good purchase. So anyways, I bought a 15-inch custom hi-hat. So that's 15-inch custom hi-hat. We have a studio, this is a 16-inch studio series. Then we have, I believe, a 10-inch custom splash here. And then I got a 22 custom ride cymbal here. And this one, I believe, is a 19, also custom, which is, I should just went all custom because this is kind of the odd one out. But I found when I was just listening to sound samples on the website that these were the ones that best suited me. So 5 years later, when I think about my setup, there's a couple things that maybe I wish I would have changed a little bit, because I was looking at the raw hi-hat series back in the day, and I find, if you watch my first video, I describe these as very chunky sounding. I'll give you a little sound sample. So again, there's a lot of decay to that hi-hat, and I wasn't used to that when I first bought it because I had Paragon Sabian hi-hats that were 14-inch that had a really quick decay, really fast to play with. So 5 years later, I don't even know if I've still adjusted to the size because it's a little out of my element, but still very durable cymbals. I have a little bit of a stamp that is coming off, but beyond that, all my cymbals have been in like perfect condition. This is probably the worst right here, a little bit of stamping missing from my ride, but as you can see, it's always facing this way. So that's just inevitable with any sort of cymbal company you're getting. One word of advice that was given to me shortly after I purchased my cymbals is I played my crashes completely flat, because that's the cool thing to do. That's what everybody's doing, right? Noel Walker, I guess the man behind Heartbeat, he suggested to not play them flat because these are handmade cymbals. So I guess when you're hitting it flat, it has a weird resonance that the cymbal doesn't really like, causing either microfractures or a fracture or break in your cymbal. He gave me an example of the drummer to Hillsong. He was often cracking the cymbals because he was playing flat and probably just smashing away at it like crazy, so he often had to replace it within his 2 years. So again, I've been in metal bands. I'm a pretty hard-hitting drummer for the most part, and I took a suggestion of just slightly angling, where it's like they still feel flat, but there's a little bit more give on the angle I guess I'm striking the cymbal at, and I've had no issues. I've always kept plastic on the inside, so there's no keyholing, which is very important with any cymbal you're ever going to buy. So I've been kind of nervous when I was playing, in all honesty. After you told me that, I was expecting that, oh man, I'm going to crack this cymbal, because I smash away on this one all the time. But it turned out 5 years later, everything is working great. Obviously the sound doesn't change. I don't clean my cymbals, but really I kind of like the rawness of these to begin with. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update kind of on just how I'm feeling. So really, when I look at all these cymbals, I would have to say this 19-inch crash it's fun. I love it. I actually kind of wish that I had a 19 here and had a bigger custom, because bigger is better, right? So I kind of wish, in hindsight, that I've used this as my main crash and had a darker, bigger custom crash over here as well. My ride, I get compliments every time I gig with this ride. I always have people coming up to me after shows being like, man, that ride is amazing. What is that? It cuts through the mix so well. Comparable to, I had an A custom ride from Zildjian before, which is really bright. It doesn't have any warmth, cymbal warmth, but it's just a really tingy, almost irritating, but it cuts through the mix like crazy. And it's a bit of a darker bell, but it cuts through just like anything else. I've had a lot of recording sessions, and it's worked well for me every time I've used things. So again, I keep on getting sidetracked here, but in hindsight, if I can change anything, the excitement of playing with bigger hi-hats, some people go for like the 17 inches or like the 19, I would probably stick with 14, looking back at it, and I might not go with the customs just because I feel like I'm not a very technical drummer, so I'm not that skilled with my hi-hat to begin with. If I'm playing like something, I feel like there's a little bit of a lag to it because of the heaviness, but with that being said, I really enjoy these. I love hammering away at them like a big beat. I'll play a little bit later for you, so you get an idea of what that might sound like. So I would probably change up my hi-hats. My splash, I saw that they have a new Holy series splash, which sounds exciting because it could be a little lighter and a little more splashy, I guess. This has a more raw tone to it. But again, with everything else, it does work. Like I said, I'd probably swap out my 19 for this studio crash. Just get chunkier sound. But this ride I'll never complain about this ride. I love this ride so much. This is the bomb. You can get some nice, it explodes. It's very fun to play. I like to play a really washy ride. So I'll play it for you just so you get a little example of what some of this sounds like, just in case you didn't watch the first video and are curious in purchasing Heartbeat in the future. Also, another word of advice is earplugs are your friends. Stick them in so you can hear things when you're old. So I'm just going to play like a straight kind of rock feel, just so you hear the chunkiness of these hi-hats and the explosion of this. I'm going to do a little washout on the ride. This is what I like to do with the cymbal. I'll do like a fun little bell thing. Not a funk drummer, but we'll try to do something a little funky. I'm gonna do kind of like another hard rock thing. Now my favorite thing to do with the cymbal, especially the cymbal. Thanks for watching, if you did watch. Check out my other video if you didn't watch that video to see my initial review of it when I threw my other cymbals in the garbage, which I actually did. What I did is I made them in the Pac-Man cymbals. Pac-Man!
Silogen. So that's Pac-Man right there. Pac-Man. And we got some ghosts. So if you ever have ideas what to do with your old cymbals, get creative, because I probably could have salvaged my K custom, but who cares? It's all good. So if you have the urge to buy the heartbeat cymbals, go nuts. I definitely suggest it. They're all B20, so they're quality. If you're interested, I do have a bunch of videos. I do a lot of traveling, and it's kind of like travel vlogs. So that is on my page. I'm a little bit of an adventure seeker these days, as I've been kind of inactive in the music scene for about a year now. Starting to get back in it, in rap, which is really weird. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if this helps, but enjoy your day. Again, thanks for watching. Take care. Ciao.